Oh my gosh. You know, I have to tell you, today seems like the day where everything's going crazy. I don't know, man. Oh, goodness gracious. I didn't even get to do all the things I was going to do. I thought, oh, yeah, I've got a minute. Let me just, no, apparently it's not. No minutes allowed. So sorry, LinkedIn. Wait, no, LinkedIn won't let me. Okay, fine, LinkedIn. We'll talk to you later. Phew. Is this thing on? Oh my goodness. That's the kind of day I'm having. Is this thing on? So, um, you know what happens when you have technical difficulties? You just smile and keep going. That's what I'm going to do. So, welcome, my friends. I know it's a very strange start to the podcast. It's like, why is she just speaking randomly about technical difficulties? Well, if you're listening to this later, you might not even realize that I actually do this live first. Right? So, um, I do this initially live, and then I grab the audio and I put it into Google and Apple Podcasts and all the places in podcast world. But first, it's live. So, um, things happen when you go live. And let me tell you, today, all the live things are happening. All the things are happening, which makes life interesting, let's just say. So, where are we? Yes, it is. This is the Back to Me podcast. And yes, we are going to get started with our Wednesday Back to Me. And on Wednesdays is when I come in and say, hi, how are you doing? I hope you're having an amazing day. And I just bring you a thought for my day. It's random. It's a divine download. It's just whatever I thought of this week. But hey, guess what? So on Friday, last week, yes, on Friday, because today's Wednesday, my celebrity was Julia Wooster from Butterflies Touch Wellness, and we were talking about hypnotherapy and how it's misunderstood and how it can actually be helpful, right? So, interestingly, I was speaking to someone this morning who said, "Oh, hypnotherapy scares me." Oh my gosh. Do not believe, first of all, that hypnotherapy has anything to do or bears any resemblance to Sideshow Bob or what you see on TV or any of those things, because it doesn't. It looks nothing like it. It's Have you ever done yoga? Have you ever laid in shavasana? That's kind of how I equate sometimes what it feels like to be in under hypnosis. You still know what's going on, unless you've fallen asleep. You still know what's going on. And or I think Julia said to me at one point, you know, when you drive from point A to point B and you don't remember where you anything really particular in between, but if something had happened, you would have clued in. She said that's kind of like a trance state. And I thought that was a fairly good description. So what so all that to say, I did actually a session with Julia so that I could report back to you all on what it was like and what happened. And it has way more applications than I even imagined from my conversations with Julia previously to now and during the podcast. It has so many things that it can help with. But think about it from this perspective. So let's say that you want to change something in your life. Let's say you're like, oh, I wish I could stop blah, whatever it is. Or I wish I could do this. Or I wish something was different, whatever it is. And then, something different, something new, something other than the way it is. We are works in progress. We've always got things that we want. We say that we think we can tweak, make a little better. I'm always learning and growing, and I'm pretty excited about that all the time. And so we decide we want to change something. Let's think New Year's. How often do New Year's resolutions get made? And goodness gracious, really. I think it's 21 days is the average length that a resolution lasts. So we decide we want to change something, and we do great for a while. We've got that motivation. We're excited. We're going to be a totally different. and then we slip. And sometimes the first slip is all it takes. You just say, "Oh, I can never do anything different. I'm so fill in the blank of whatever it is that you say to yourself." I should do an episode on what we say to ourselves. Let's make a note of that. Write that down, Casey, so I don't forget. All you have to do to get out a shout on my show is send me an email with lots of ideas or even just one idea. Um, Now I'm going to get flooded. No, I won't get flooded. You guys are awesome. So, but we get mad at ourselves. We think, oh, I was doing so well. Why did I do that? Why did I sabotage myself? Oh my gosh, there's a whole probably go to the bookstore. There's a whole tall bookcase rack of things about trying to stop yourself from doing the things that you're trying to change about yourself and why you're struggling and trying to help you. But if they worked, why would there be so many books, right? That's not to say that they don't work. That's not to say they don't give you new ideas and new perspectives. Don't go that way. I mean, there are lots of valuable books out there, but it's hard sometimes to change what you want, right? And you think, well, I had made that decision and I knew why I wanted to do it. I had the why. I was motivated. I knew what I wanted. I was on track. What happened? Why did I change? Why did I flip back so easily, fall back into my old ruts? So they call them ruts for a reason. So easily. Well, imagine what if it's the software that's running in the background? You've had those times where you look at your phone and you say, wow, my phone died. Why did it die so fast? And it's the stuff running in the background. Maybe it's your GPS is turned on and it's constantly trying to figure out where you are, even if you know where you are, even if you're sitting in your own home. So there are, even on your computer, if you do that thing where you look at the activity monitor, there's so much stuff running in the background. I don't even know what most of it is. Thankfully, I don't need to know what most of it is. So there's always things running in the background, even in your brain. Your brain has some wiring in it, some software in it that was installed before you even knew what it was about the way you will be in the world and about how you will react to things and about how you believe things to be true. And they're neither good nor bad. They may not be what you want anymore. They may be old programs and you might need to update your operating system. That's how I like to think of it. So, let me think of an example. So I can't think of one. Of course, I can't think of one. So let's say that at some point, let's talk about dogs. So maybe when you were a little kid, a dog bit you. So you think all dogs are dangerous and you develop a fear of dogs. Even the nicest dog ever on the whole planet, even if it's like Snoopy, you would be afraid of the dog because of that one instance that's stored into your software that dogs are dangerous. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be cautious of an unknown dog, but not people own dogs and people have fabulous relationships with dogs. So obviously, logically in your head, not all dogs are dangerous, but there's software running in the background that says, "Ooh, stay away, dogs are dangerous." So with that software running from the background, it's hard to make those changes to say, no, this dog is okay, especially because that software running in the background knows how to get that emotional side, that instinctual side, that defies explanation side. When I'm trying to teach people kayaking, for instance, another example, one of the things that we teach people is how to get out of the kayak safely if it goes upside down. So, of course, to practice that, they have to turn the kayak upside down to practice it. And it's really hard because your brain is saying, if I go underwater, I'll drown. Even if you're a swimmer, even if you spend your time swimming underwater, you splash around underwater, there's this idea that your brain understands to protect you, to keep you safe. You do not turn upside down in a kayak. Even if I'm standing right next to you and have told you all of the logic of why you will be safe. Even if anything I do, any words that I use won't help you if your instinct is, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. So somehow you find a way over that hump, hopefully, or you stop being afraid of dogs, hopefully. But sometimes that software is so sticky that you need help to get rid of it. Why am I talking about all this? Because that's what happened when I was in my hypnosis session with Julia. So, um, you don't even have to come with a specific issue because I couldn't really think of anything major that I wanted her to work on, but I wanted to have the experience. So we did it virtually. She does do it live near her location, but she does do it virtually. And I will suggest that you're super comfortable when you do it. So I was comfortable, but in retrospect, I think I would have rather laid down. I was sitting up, I was reclining, but I think I would have been more comfortable lying down. And she needs to see your hands because she talks to your super conscious mind, which is apparently the boss of the subconscious mind. There's a whole hierarchy of things going on there. And when you answer questions, you just move your fingers, which I kind of like because sometimes when I'm in that super relaxed state, I don't want to talk. I feel like talking interrupts my relaxation. So I liked that. So I just had my hands on a pillow where she could see them in the camera. And so she just was super relaxed. And she was asking questions to my super conscious mind once I was in a relaxed enough state. So my conscious mind, the one who's talking to you right now, who thinks about everything and blah, 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 has ideas about the world, doesn't even know that it's not in charge, thinks it's the boss, runs around all the time thinking it's the boss. It was relaxing on the sofa, just chilling and hanging out. And she was talking to the super conscious mind and just kind of rewriting my software. And she's not trying to implant dancing like a chicken. I was awake for the whole thing. There was none of that. All it is like, make this the most ideal way for Heather. Create this, sort this, declutter this. It's like she's decluttering your subconscious mind. Hey, yeah, imagine. You can Marie Kondo your subconscious mind. Mm-hmm. The little decluttering's always in order. So it's like a reboot. And when I was finished, it wasn't like, angels were singing or, it wasn't a hallelujah moment or anything. But I was like, well, okay, I feel a little different. And things shifted around for sure. It's sometimes hard to define. Sometimes you just feel like you until you start your actions and you realize, oh, one day you may get down the road and go, oh, I've stopped doing that thing. That's so great. When did I stop doing that? I don't even remember wanting to do it. I don't even remember, maybe it's you wanted to stop smoking or something. I know people use hypnosis a lot for smoking. I haven't even felt like smoking. How great is that? So, hypnosis is pretty cool, my friends. And I did use it. And I mean, I've used it in the past. So I'd had experience with it before with someone else. This was a different way to experience it. And it was a different kind of hypnosis because it wasn't for anything specific, particularly. I mean, I did say something about procrastination, but who doesn't? If you don't procrastinate, send me a message and tell me how you do it. But I've actually started doing it less. I'm actually kind of organized these days, which is pretty cool, I have to say, through one session. So if you are getting very sleepy, no, I'm kidding. Watch the watch. No, try it out. Whether it's you can go onto YouTube and find hypnosis recordings if you're a little weirded out by doing it with a person and you just want to listen to one, like as an awake person watching it and seeing what it does. Or find one that you trust. I mean, Julia's amazing and she can totally help you. And I feel like sometimes if we don't allow ourselves to explore something new, we will stay where we are, right? So if you've tried and tried things to help you change something that you really don't want the way it is, why not try it? Why not give something like that a try to see if it's just something running in the background that you're not even aware of? You don't know what you don't know till you know. And of course, always, if you want to have a chat, if you just want, even if you just want to chat with me about what happened, hey, I'll have a chat with you. Heather, that's me. Prosperity Flow Coaching, that's the coaching. This is the Back to Me podcast. Click on some links in my bios. I'm going to share some, or in the show notes in my bio. That's old. That's when I used to do the Facebook Lives. So click on the links in the show notes and you can check out all of the interesting things about hypnosis and me. And and on my website, I don't know if you've seen it yet, there's a little wellness quiz there to see which of the 6 aspects of wellness, if you're like, I think I want to do, fill in the blank. I think I want a new job. Maybe that's not what's wrong. Maybe it's something else. So financial, relationships, professional, emotional, physical, spiritual. Maybe there's something else going on in your world, but who knows? Try it. I'd love to know what you think of it. This is Heather. This is the Back to Me podcast. This is Wednesday. This Friday, my celebrity is Rebecca, who is a decluttering queen. And I want you to check that one out for sure. She's going to talk to us all the way from Israel, my friends. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care. Take care. If tech is driving you crazy, go outside and play. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.